dedicate today's episode of jungle running. It's the random things Dominican people have yelled at me today. It's quite a different world running in the Dominican Republic compared to back in Washington State. It's warm here. It's not super hot like the summers. It's about 70 something right now. And it's pleasant. And there is a variety of different terrain. So where I ran today was through the jungle, through the village of Cangrejo, through the main highway, through a suburb of Cangrejo to the beach, and then back. So, thing number one is run, Perro, which is run, dog. And I don't know, it doesn't seem like when people yell things at you in Washington, it's never like a positive thing, you know. It's always like, get out of the road or whatever it is. But here it's always a thing of enthusiasm because they're just so pumped up to see this white person running. I don't know, maybe that's me assuming enthusiasm based on my skin tone, but I'm the only white person running. They're very enthusiastic. And thing number two was not actually running and not actually yelling, but a guy imitating boxing as I was running up to him. And again, all for fun. I gotta get through this mud spot here. It's like super muddy on the driveway. Yeah. Which I was reflecting on how it's a positive thing to be yelled at here. It's good to get me like pumped up versus in Washington State. And I was thinking about this. Why is that? Because I would never just assume like someone's yelling out of enthusiasm in Washington. You know, we're not yellers unless we're angry. For the Dominican people, because they are living in paradise. Let's check it on something right here real quick. Okay, I think we're good. Because they're living in paradise, there's like a high level of energy. So everything is enthusiastic. The music is bumping. They have the bachata, which is like a dance specific to here. And it's just loud. Conversations are loud. And I remember one day where we had guys up at our property and they're installing these metal frames for the doors, and when we discussed in Spanish, it's like it's like very rapid speech pattern. I'm a fast talker too. Rapid speech pattern and very enthusiastic and usually elevated volume, and Callan's like, why are they fighting? And I'm like, what do you mean? Because they're talking loud. Oh, no, it's not fighting. And really what it comes down to is our brain's perception of danger. And so here, because everything is so raw and closer to being what a natural status would be, our nervous system gets more of an exercise in both directions. There's the activation of the fight or flight mode, which is like survival mode. And then on equal sides, there is the activation of the healing side of the nervous system, or the revival mode. So it strengthens both, where in Washington, the good part of the year, it's spent inside. And so to give you an idea of how much that survival mode gets activated, the three things that chronically switch that survival mode are a synthetic environment, so being inside, out in nature, inactivity, and negativity. And I don't know how it is for the rest of the country, but in Washington State, I mean, it's dark, it's dreary, it's miserable going outside. So for the majority of the year, we just stay inside. So that survival mode becomes chronically overused and then becomes exhausted, which is really the root cause of seasonal affective disorder and depression in Washington State. I think it's like some kind of stat of like a significant percentage of Western Washington is chronically depressed. That's why we drink so much coffee, because it's a antidepressant. So,
lap 5, 11:19.
Oh, hills are fun. The takeaway for today is if you find yourself sensitive or having anxiety when people speak rapidly or loudly or aggressively, get outside. Work that revival mode. Get out of survival mode. You don't need to sit inside and talk to a counselor for hours. You just got to work the opposing automatic nervous system or autonomic nervous system. And then if you find yourself at a place where you're so just exhausted and depleted, or even that seems difficult, go onto my Facebook page and scroll down till Thursday's Facebook Live, and it's like 2 hours long, but it'll show you how to reset your nervous system to get out of survival mode and turn on that revival mode. And once you watch it, you'll understand more of what the root cause of anxiety, exhaustion, pain, many pain disorders is. And then you stop blaming yourself, because being back in Washington State, it's crazy to then hear everyone's stories. Everyone has a reason why they feel awful and they're not healing and they're anxious, and all those reasons are just stories the brain made up, because your autonomic nervous system happens without a control. It's activated externally through the vagus nerve. So the story of, I'm exhausted because I peopled too much today. I'm just exhausted because you know how it is being a parent. Oops. I'm exhausted because I just got hooked on the fence. I'm gonna get myself undone here. I'm just exhausted from working all day. That's not true. I'm exhausted because you're stuck in survival mode. Just gotta get unstuck, turn on revival mode. And if you imagine all the muscles that are associated with survival mode are, think of someone balled up and trying to protect themselves from being attacked. That's basically what muscles go into contraction or flexing in survival mode. It's bracing the neck. It's hunkering the mid to low back junction. It's tightening the hamstrings as if to curl you up and keep you alive. Now imagine if you could just take an arm and flex it and then try to move the arm, how difficult it makes to do anything with the arm. And that's what's happening within your entire body. I'm gonna check it right now. Feel your shoulders. Feel your mid-back, low-back junction. Hamstrings. They're guarded. Your system's stuck in survival mode. You're not a person that's exhausted by people. You're not a person who is exhausted by their kids. You're just stuck in survival mode. Unless you want to be that person, then don't go to my Facebook page. Don't watch a 2-hour workshop that I ended up putting on for members that I love back home. And continue feeling anxious and exhausted and having pain. Because I can tell you one thing that I know to be true. You will find plenty of company in that state. And everyone won't agree with you for the reasons. But you could choose instead to reset your nervous system, balance, create symmetry within those two states. And who knows?